Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about some fragrances from the very iconic fragrance brand Boadicea the Victorious. I have gotten, over the last 2 years, so many requests to talk about different fragrances from Boadicea the Victorious, so we're finally sitting down and doing it today. I'm very excited to share my thoughts with you. This house has been around since 2008 when it was originally launched in Harrods, and since then to this day has become coveted in luxury shopping destinations. They are available worldwide and they still have their boutique at Harrods on the 6th floor. All of the fragrances in the Boadicea catalog are unisex and created to be a celebration of timeless British artisanship, creativity, and originality. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the one that I have here that I would say is probably one of the most popular from this house. Like when you think of Boadicea the Victorious, you think of Bodacious. So this is what the bottle looks like. And then on the back, it says Boadicea the Victorious and Bodacious. You get the name on the back. So definitely one of the most notable popular fragrances from this house. This is a very sweet, seductive amber vanilla fragrance. I mean, all you have to do is look at the color of the juice on this. It'll tell you everything that you need to know. It's going to be a very rich, deep, very sensual scent. So with the notes in Bodacious in the top, we have cherry, clove, almond, and cognac, with the made of jasmine, sambac with heliotrope, and Moroccan rose with a base of tonka beans, amber, musk, sandalwood, vanilla, vetiver, and tobacco. And the name Bodacious, you guys. The name is spot on. Bold, audacious, and brazen. It opens very sweet with this very decadent vanilla, but combined with this very rich, very smooth cognac, along with that cherry tobacco. It's a very predominant part of the scent, this cherry vibe with the tobacco and the booze. I'd say that I get more of a booziness than necessarily tobacco. The tobacco is so incredibly smooth in this scent. It doesn't really come off like a super spicy or green or like a rough tobacco. It is so well done in Bodacious. It just really supports the backbone of this scent and adds a really nice kind of cozy element. You know, there's nothing better than just a boozy tobacco scent. With that cherry is amazing in here as well, because it doesn't come off like how you're used to smelling cherry necessarily. It doesn't have anything that is, you know, medicinal or synthetic or anything like that. It's definitely one of the most photorealistic cherries. And that almond, the way that the almond is done in this is really, it's incomparable to anything else, honestly. It's musky and alluring and very sexy, but being cozy and warming at the same time. And the almond in here, I can't get over. It is so realistic, this nutty almond, but creamy nutty almond. It's really one of the most, if not the most straightforward, realistic almond notes that I've ever smelled. You know, sometimes in fragrances, almond can come off a little Play-Doh-y or even a little more in that cherry direction. In Bodacious, I really feel like that cherry and almond are separated. Like you can really distinguish the difference between this very realistic, juicy cherry, like deep red, like maraschino cherry, and the nutty almond side of this. It is beautiful. Easily, Bodacious could be one of the top almond fragrances on earth. Like forget anything else, forget Vanilla Sex by Tom Ford. This is a much better value and just done to perfection in my opinion. And the florals are pretty soft and subtle in Bodacious. I feel that it kind of brings more of a softness to the scent, a very slight amount of dimension that just makes it even more wearable, even though I would say that this is going to be a fragrance that you'd want to wear in the winter. You know, this is not something that is so casual. It really feels more like a fall winter fragrance or for the nighttime because of that sexiness to it, that allure, sensuality. But the florals just bring something a little bit extra to kind of balance out those more gourmand notes. But keep in mind that this fragrance is sweet and it is gourmand, but it's not like an over-the-top sweet, sugary gourmand. This actually, in my opinion, because of the way that the notes are done, leans a little masculine. I mean, it is unisex, a woman could wear it, and I will definitely wear this next time I go somewhere where there's colder weather. But it's just the way that the gourmand notes in this are done. It's very dark, but not even necessarily in a super heavy way, just a very enticing type of way, mysterious, dark type of way. It is so enjoyable, and it's going to be so amazing for the winter time. You get this very strong decadence and richness in Bodacious, and a freshness as well. As odd as that is to say, not even that this scent is fresh, I wouldn't say that it is. And it's almost crazy to say, but it's almost like everything is fresh in this scent, as in like a fresh picked cherry or a freshly poured glass of cognac. It just feels very vibrant. It's just all about the vibrancy of the notes in this. It makes it feel uplifting, but dark and sensual at the same time. It really is a beautiful experience to wear this. So vibrant and gorgeous. If you love tobacco and almond boozy scents, you need to try Bodacious. So next we're talking about Azrak in this beautiful deep blue bottle. And this is a scent that is inspired by the ocean. It's supposed to evoke feelings of escapism and optimism. So the notes in Azrak, we have cardamom and lemon in the top, with pineapple with a mid of jasmine and violet, with a base of oud, amber, musk, and sandalwood. In the air, in the air. It opens so pretty. It is so nice and pleasant in the opening because you get this beautiful fruitiness, but at the same time, the scent does immediately feel blue, but the fruitiness is really gorgeous in this, and it doesn't really come off like typical fruitiness. Like, it doesn't feel like a very punchy or juicy or tart fruitiness. It's done very creamy, and it's blended so seamlessly together. It's almost hard to really pick apart those notes because of that. Like, generally I feel like when we smell pineapple, we think of something a little more tart. It doesn't come off that way in Azrak. It's just so fresh and invigorating. It's really a beautiful modern interpretation of a blue scent. It's just so unique. It's almost like you get these fruity swirls in the scent. Like, the fruitiness is there, but it kind of like comes in and out of the scent as you're smelling it. And once again, not too juicy or tart, but very, very creamy. Insanely well blended into the DNA of this scent. It just gives you this feeling of like happiness when you smell it. Something very lightly spiced in here, coming from that cardamom, but has a really nice clean element to it as well. It's going to be more summer appropriate. Really, you could wear this in all seasons if you wanted to. There are enough balancing notes in the base to this that you could wear it all seasons. It's definitely more versatile feeling than Bodacious, like much more versatile. This would be a beautiful signature scent for a man or for a woman. Really well composed. It's like the most luxurious signature scent that a man or woman could wear. Especially in the summer, there's something about the happiness feeling that you get from this is making me think summer. And as Azrak dries, you're going to get more of a floral dominance over the fruitiness of this scent. It's not really necessarily green at all, but it does smell very blue. It's not soft, it's very powerful in its presence, but it's not going to be like super intrusive. It walks that line really beautifully between, you know, being too soft and being too loud. And I think that that really adds more of that luxurious feel to the scent. And I get something honestly in here that feels a little bit like cashmere. Like, there's something kind of like a cashmere-esque vibe in Azrak. Makes it feel just very elegant. It's a beautiful, happy, dense, blue oceanic scent with some fruity floral aspects. Absolutely superb blending. In my opinion, this is one of the best from Christian Provenzano in terms of his creations. And the dry down gives it more of this kind of tropical feel with this slightly, it's kind of like a yellow floral feeling that I get in Azrak in the dry down. And I get something a little bit like magnolia in here too, kind of like this ylang magnolia feel in the mid and dry down of this. It's just so beautiful. If you're looking for a very luxurious signature scent for the summer, you need to try Azrak. So next up we have Aqua Sapphire. And this is another blue inspired scent, but done in a different way. Definitely going in a different direction than Azrak. This is going to be a beautiful blue scent with an exotic side. You get this really beautiful kind of contrasting opening in Aqua Sapphire with this saffron note in the top, with pineapple and rum and divana, with a mid of rose de mai, cashmere musk, seaweed with a base of moss, amber, sandalwood, vanilla, and cypriol. This has a beautiful, very spicy opening. Fruity at the same time. It's really attention grabbing in the opening. But the thing is with Aqua Sapphire is that when it gets into the mid, it kind of takes a more traditional direction. Like, it doesn't really dry in a very interesting way, in my opinion. This was the one that the opening just like, wow, it really blew me away. But as it goes into the mid and dry down, it was a little bit of a letdown for me. It's still very nice, but it kind of just turns into this like green cologne, almost like Aqua di Gio type of direction. It's like Aqua di Gio, like don't get me wrong when I say that. It's like the Aqua di Gio kind of DNA, but made in like the most ultimately niche way possible. But for the price tag on Aqua Sapphire, it's just not going to make the cut for me. It was really heartbreaking because the opening is like absolutely like jaw-droppingly stunning, but the mid and the dry down on this was a little bit of a letdown for me personally. And for 695 pounds, I just expect a little bit more of a intricate type of scent. And the dry down in Aqua Sapphire to me kind of comes off like a lemongrass kind of lemon scent, like lemongrass in the ocean. It is pretty and very classic, but I recommend really testing this one out before investing in a bottle. So next up, we have another just total heartthrob from the brand. We have Ardent. Now this is a beautiful, I think beautiful is not even doing the fragrance justice, honestly. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous rose dominant fragrance inspired by falling in love. It's both addicting and alluring. And I love how Boadicea describes this fragrance. It's the perfume for both new beginnings and enduring love. So the notes in Ardent, we have saffron with Turkish rose, with a mid of rose with a base of musk, amber patchouli, and vanilla. This is so beautiful. It really captures the feeling of love. Just the most stunning, luxurious, very, very creamy and enveloping rose fragrance. It is unisex. I think that when you hear the description of something like falling in love or it smells like love, you're going to think it's going to be something feminine, but I don't think that this is. This would be a beautiful fragrance, a rose fragrance for a man. So if you're a man watching and you love rose, don't write this one off. Put it at the top of your list of rose fragrances to try. It just feels so romantic and elegant at the same time, like the definition of sophistication, and at the same time feels like a lover's embrace. Wow. It is ungodly impressive. And as this fragrance dries and really unveils itself, it just keeps getting better and warmer, the greenness coming out more, like this green spicy patchouli underneath this beautiful rose. And it has a little bit of this kind of oody woodiness. There is no oud listed in this fragrance, but I do get something subtle, like a subtle oud. It's definitely not what I would say is like a rose oud fragrance, but because it's definitely way more rose than there is anything woody in here, but it does have this oudiness. It is very benzoic and a little balsamic as well, but it's just so beautiful because the scent never gets dark. It always stays very vivid and bright and vibrant, almost like a fresh cut bouquet of roses, pink, beautiful roses. And as it dries, the rose takes center stage again, like that kind of oudiness that you're going to feel is going to take a step back. It is just so good. It's so dressy and elegant and very high end. And honestly, I have to say that it is one of the best like rose dominant scents that I've ever smelled. The quality here is unmatched. It's pretty simple. It's not going to feel like a very complicated scent, but for what it is gorgeous. And it's one of the more affordable options from Boadicea as well. This is the perfect introductory fragrance to the brand, starting at 210 pounds for 100 ml. If you're looking to get into the brand of Boadicea and to just have an amazing luxurious rose fragrance, I recommend Ardent. I can't get over how beautiful this is, really. And we're going to make it my scent of the day too, because wow, wow, wow. So good. So to finish up the video, we're gonna be talking about a fragrance that is the opposite of entry level. Starting at just around 900 pounds or just under 1,200 US dollars, we have Valiant. Now you can see the difference in the plate here. It has 2 horses on the front. So this is going to be a floral amber fragrance with notes of orange, bergamot, orris, rose, violet, sandalwood, amber patchouli, and vanilla. This is sophistication bottled. This is so incredibly refined. Definitely one of the most refined floral scents on the market. And I hate to say it because of the price point, but it's just one of those fragrances that it's the type of person that's going to go into Harrods on the 6th floor and they're gonna buy whatever makes them feel happy. Like, they're going to smell it, it's going to speak to them, they're not even gonna look at the price tag. This is really the type of customer for this fragrance. It has this really beautiful, zesty, uplifting citrus element, but the scent overall, I would say, is done very creamy. It's really a theme with Boadicea fragrances. All of them that I've tried is that they're all very smooth and creamy. And it has this kind of like petitgrain and neroli feeling, a very beautiful natural side mixed with this very clean, creamy, smooth orris. And there is a beautiful kind of clean side to the florals in Valiant. As this dries, you're going to find that it does become a little bit soapy. The florals are not indolic in any sort of way. It comes off more soapy clean. It just feels like a suit and tie fragrance, like something that you want to wear for a black tie event. Very, very high class. Keep in mind that it does dry a little soapy, but it just has this very alluring aura surrounding the scent. It really gives you a strong presence when you wear it. It's going to make you stand out. There's something very, very attractive about this on a man's skin. It is the epitome of high-end luxury perfumery. It's not going to be achievable or even a goal for a lot of people, but it is a beautiful experience. If you have the chance to smell this in a store, it is worth testing out just to have that experience. So those are my top 5 that I have from Boadicea. If I had to pick one, a favorite for myself, I think that would be very hard to do. I think that the one that speaks to me the most is going to be Ardent. It's just such a beautiful, gorgeous rose fragrance. Honestly, one of the best rose fragrances that I've ever tried, but also Azrak. I think that living in Miami, this is a scent that could very easily become one of my signature go-tos. Just something that is so refreshing and happy and just easy to wear in the warmer weather. And I'm always looking for a fragrance that will help me boost my mood, and there's nothing more luxurious. Like, if I want the most luxurious fruity floral scent ever, I'm going with Azrak. But also, there's just something about Bodacious as well. So hard to choose just one, but definitely anytime that I go to Europe or somewhere cooler for the winter, this is coming with me. This is so stunningly beautiful and warming and cozy. And I just feel like it would be such a beautiful experience to smell this in the winter. So if you have seasons where you live, I'm very jealous. But guys, that was just some of my thoughts on some more popular Boadicea the Victorious fragrances. Let me know if you'd like to see a longer format video, if you'd like me to try any other fragrances from the house. If you have any requests, please leave a comment below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, leave a comment below if there's any fragrances that you'd like me to try, but also I would love to know what your favorite Boadicea fragrance is. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.